Welcome, my name is Rick Mannon, and I'm an inductee into the Brantford Area Sports Hall of Recognition, and I'm happy to be interviewing Karen Harvey today. But before I do that, I would like to provide a little bit of insight into some of Karen's accomplishments over the years. Karen's hometown is Paris. She was born in Brantford, but her hometown is Paris, Ontario. Academically, she graduated Michigan in 1995, winning the 1995 Scholar Athlete of the Year award. Athletically, she collected All-American honors at Michigan from 1991 to 95. In 1998, she was ranked #1 in the world for the 3,000-meter steeplechase. She's a 9-time member of the Canadian national team, including 3 world cross-country teams. She is a former Canadian national record holder in the steeplechase. Karen placed 5th in the steeplechase at the 1998 Goodwill Games. She was Canada's top 1,500-meter runner in the year 2000. But not only is she a good athlete and a good scholar, she's also been tremendous at coaching. She started out coaching as a volunteer in track and field and cross country at Michigan for 2 years. Then she went on and got a job at Illinois, where she, over a 5-year span, turned Illinois into one of the finest cross-country programs in the United States. Then she went on to Florida State, where the Seminoles were guided to 4 consecutive podium finishes at the NCAA cross-country championships. Very impressive, since prior to Karen's arrival at Florida State, the Seminoles had never finished better than 18th place. Also, she oversees the Florida State track and field women's distance team and enjoys similar success at that. She was named Cross-Country Coach of the Year by numerous occasions. So welcome, Karen. Where did you go to school in Brantford and area, and what types of sports did you participate in while living here?
I went to Northward School and Paris District High School. Sports, I was big into ringette. I don't even know if they still play it. I think they do. I know it's not an American sport, but I was really big into ringette. Loved it. Played a little bit of basketball. And but then the running just came along in grade 7 and grade 8, and I really didn't want to do anything else.
Mm-hmm. Okay. What drew you into the sport of track and field?
Oh, yeah. My grade 6 teacher, actually, Mr. Stewart, he saw me on the playground, and I was out running the boys. Like, they were chasing me. I think I had done something to them. You know how, yeah, I was probably a bully, knowing me. And they were chasing me. They couldn't catch me. And I remember he came up to me and said, "Do you want to run the Boston and Brantford race?" And I was like, "What's that?" You know? So I started running with him and just training for the road race. I didn't even have sweatpants. Like, I was running in jeans. I remember this very vividly. So we've moved on since then. But Mr. Stewart is the one that got me started with running. And then I've just had so many other inspirations and coaches and teachers that just kept me going.
Okay. Now, you're not only have a successful career with your running and athletics, but coaching as well. Mm-hmm. What drew you into coaching?
Wow, it's really an amazing story. You know, I really felt like I was getting closer to making the Olympic team, like trying to be Kevin Sullivan-like, mm-hmm. where I could, you know, get close to making a team. In 2000, and I was in the shape of my life. I was just, you know, crushing every PR, every PB. Sorry, that was an American thing. All my personal bests were getting taken down, and I thought, this is it. I was #1 in Canada at the time, and I thought, this is going to be my year. I'm going to go for this Olympic trials. Well, and got some stress fractures. 2, never been hurt ever in my career like that, and basically thought I was going to retire. Went through a period where I just didn't know if I wanted to run anymore. And then found the steeplechase. And I was like, this is fun. It's kind of crazy like me. And it's new. And I started training for it. And I thought it was going to become a world event. They kept telling me it's going to be in the World Championships in Edmonton. I'm like, I'm doing this, you know. And then it just kept getting put back. And I said, you know, I'm really enjoying volunteering coaching at Michigan. I feel like I'm making a difference in these girls' lives. Like, I can't believe it, but they're coming to me with problems. They're coming to me for advice, and I was just a volunteer. And I said, you know what? I think I really want to be a coach. What happened here, you know? And I easily got a job at the University of Illinois. It was just like, with my athletic background and having volunteer coach at such a program as Michigan, just got me a job right away. And from then on, it was meant to be. It was where I was supposed to be. And I'm really doing what I'm supposed to be doing right now.
Wow, that's great. Do you have any mentors that have made an impact on your life, your sport, your career?
Yeah. I mean, obviously, there's just been countless. I'm going to see so many of them tonight. I can't even believe it. Like, we were talking, I haven't seen some people from 15 to 20 years. And it's crazy because I just don't think, like John Anderson in our club, I'm sure, he's a 25-year-old driving a 16-year-old, 16, 17, 18-year-old to practice twice a week. I'm sure he was irritated. He's probably like, who is this chicken? Why can't she get her own ride? And he was just so giving and so kind. And there's just so many people that have done that in my life, whether they're teachers or club mates, coaches, just everyone has like sowed a seed in me to where I am today. And it's funny because now that's what I'm doing. I'm sowing those seeds. So it's just been countless numbers, definitely my high school teachers. I went through a really rough time in high school where I just did not fit in. How could I? I'm the first girl in Paris to wear spandex ever, okay? No one was wearing spandex. Just little things like that where I just didn't fit in. No one understood me. But my teachers are like, no, you stick to your goals. You can do it. It's important. And so just things like that. There's just been so many mentors, but it's been an amazing journey.
Okay. How about highlights in your career? What would you say?
Oh, I think, a few things that stand out for me will probably be my second ever steeplechase race. My dad had a horrible accident. He had fallen from a 12-foot ladder onto concrete, and we really thought he was going to die. He was not in a good place, and I was in Ann Arbor, and I was literally supposed to leave for California to run my second ever steeplechase race, which I had paid for the ticket out of my own pocket. I was ready to go. I wanted to break the Canadian record. And my mom was like, he's not good. Well, then my dad said to my mom, she is not coming home. She's going to run that race, and then she's coming home. And it was a very hard decision. It was so hard. I remember going to Mount Sac Relays in California, and I ran for my dad. I literally, the first mile, I was flying. Like, the last little bit of the race was pretty ugly because I died. But I ran for my dad that day, and I ran the world leading time. No woman had ever run that fast. And I remember crossing the line, and I had my dad's name written all over my hands, and I was just looking at my hands like, this was for you, Dad. And I brought him home my medal. And I was really glad that, he made me do that, even though I wanted to be with him. Honestly, probably my marathon experience just 2 years ago was one of my most memorable. I hadn't competed in over 10 years, and I decided that I was sick of people asking me, have you run a marathon on the plane? I'm a runner, have you run a marathon? And I kept saying, no, okay, no, no, no. And so I said, fine, I'm just going to do one. Okay, and I trained pretty seriously, but I'm still doing my job, traveling, recruiting, and I think I got near the Olympic B standard, and I was just kind of doing it, and that was really special to do that well at my age. And then my girls were there; they ran the last mile with me, and I was hurting. I really thought death was at the finish line. I was going to die, and I did pass out. But they ran every step with me and were yelling all the things I yelled to them, to me. And I'm like, I cannot let them down. So those were, I think, out of all those stand out for running.
Well, I think you've answered my next question. It was going to be, is there one specific event? And you've said two that are absolutely life-changing experiences.
Yeah.
Well, you said that everybody asked you about running a marathon, but the next question is, will you do another one?
No, and everyone thinks that's crazy, but I've had some health challenges, some pretty significant health challenges where it just it's not there anymore. I need to shut down. And you know, part of my speech tonight is I'm going to tell everyone it's not about me anymore. I need to stop that. And I'm a recent Christian, 2007, and I'm starting to see that God shut me down for a reason. He let me have that marathon, and there was purpose, but now He shut me down because there's been other things that have come along this summer. I was going to go break the Canadian Masters record in the 10K. I mean, I was focused on it. But He shut me down. And now I'm part of Mercy Ministries, which is a international organization that helps troubled girls. And that's what I'm doing this summer is I'm helping raise funds. I'm going to put on a road race. So I think, no, you won't be seeing me compete anymore unless it's for charity or, you know, it's more about giving back, giving to my girls, giving to other girls, and just doing what so many people here tonight did for me. It's time.
Okay, great. I might come back to a bit of that, but the next question, which is a change of thought, is how did you and Kevin meet?
Yeah. Kevin was in grade 7, and I was in grade 9. I'm 2 years older than him. He loves to remind me of that. And I am turning 40 soon. I'm not happy about it. He loves to remind me of that. But yeah, we met in the club, and I remember hearing about this like fast kid at the Brantford Track Club. And I like witnessed some stuff where I was just like, what is going on here? Like I used to call him a freak of nature because there's just no way. You know, he ran like the world record for a 14-year-old. I think he still has it in the 800. I was there. It was like windier than today. I'm like, what? You know, so we really met in the club running. But, you know, we didn't date or anything. We were both too way involved with running and probably both too immature. Who knows? But I know when I went to Michigan, when they found out I knew Kevin Sullivan, it was like I was the men's track coach best friend. He's like, I need to go. Everything about that family. We want Kevin to come to Michigan. And when Kevin came to Michigan, we started dating right away. It was time that, you know, we respected each other. We knew each other. And I mean, nothing stopped since then. So yeah, we've been together for a long time.
That's great. And you've answered some of this already, but I'm going to ask you what you're doing now.
Yeah, I am the head women's cross-country coach at Florida State and assistant track coach. I just coach primarily the women, 800 all the way up to the 10,000, and you know, do all my own recruiting and a lot of travel. I've got to get us all to where we need to go every weekend, and yeah, that's pretty much my life.
So it's a busy time.
Yes.
Okay. And the next question really runs in from the other one is how do you manage that, all that busy lifestyle? And I know Kevin's busy too. And,
yes.
and, you have both busy lives. So how do you manage all that?
Oh, I mean, I've surrounded myself with some really good assistant coaches, just outstanding. Volunteers, graduate assistant coaches that have just allowed me to get rest, allowed me to focus on my studs, I call them, my really top girls that need everything I have to get them to the top. So they help me with the girls that are developing the walk-on girls, the non-scholarship girls. And, you know, I try to come in where I can, but I can't coach 45 girls at once. I really wouldn't make it. So surrounding myself with good assistants, surrounding myself with captains. I choose my captains wisely because they're an extension of me. So that has helped a lot. And I mean, Kevin is just, I mean, when I come home frustrated, he's right there. He's a problem solver. He's someone to lean on. He's helped me coach. He's actually coming back this fall to be my volunteer again. And the girls love him. They call him Dad. Yeah, they love him. And who's not going to listen to a 4-time Olympian? Hello. You know, so I feel like they listen to him more than me at times, but he says I'm the bad cop and he's the good cop. You know, it's a whole circus show. And, you know, so I have a great support system, and obviously being a Christian, you know, it's very important to me that I remember that God has put me in this place, and this is a gift, and that I need to represent Him when I'm a coach. Mm-hmm.
Okay. What does it mean to you to be inducted into the Brantford Area Sports Hall of Recognition?
Yeah, it's an amazing honor. Just coming back and just reliving some of these memories and where I was in high school and thinking about my times at Lions Park and in the blind school and some of these crazy dirt roads we went out to. We called the one workout Gates of Hell, and I did really think I was going to die at times. It was horrible. So just reliving like where we trained and where I came from. And you know, I grew up in Paris. I did, but I was born in Brantford. You know, this feels as much home to me as Paris. It's a great place to be. My brother is here. My parents don't live far from here. So it feels good to come home and, you know, maybe be an inspiration to another young lady or young man out there to just, you know, no matter what, even if you don't fit in with your peer group or you don't know where it's going to take you, if it's a goal, just go out there and get it, you know, and just see where it goes.
I'm sure you are an inspiration. And the next question is, what advice would you give an aspiring athlete?
Yeah, it is that. And that's what I want to mention tonight. It's just, you know, my childhood was pretty lonely. I'm going to be honest. I mean, I'm in a club full of guys. I was the only girl. So they were all up there running together, and I was like trucking along in the back, you know, and I didn't fit in with anyone in my peer group. No one understood me. Why are you running again? You know, no one really likes to run. You've got to be a real runner. It's not like, you know, it's not a sport that everyone does. So it was really hard. I felt like I never had friends. I didn't have a boyfriend. I didn't have time for that. Honestly, I was driven, and it was internal. I wanted to be the best I could be with my artwork, with running, and friendships and stuff like that came second, you know? And right now, look at where I am now. You know, and it's been tough. But that's what I want to say to young people out there is that there's always a plan and a purpose. And if you have a gift of running or you have a gift of soccer or whatever it is, follow it. You know, and it also keeps you out of trouble, too. I can't imagine the trouble I could have gotten into and the wrong crowds I could have hung out with. Even though it was a bunch of old guys, you know, not older guys, but there was a bunch of older guys in the club. They were mentors to me. They kept me out of trouble. They showed me a lifestyle that I continue today. I still run today. I eat healthy. I go outside. I move. And, you know, it's been a journey, and it's been well worth it.
That's great. Karen, any final comments?
No. That was pretty.
You said,
yeah,
yes,
I think that was pretty, covered it all.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much, Karen.
Thank you. Thanks. Thank you so much. Thank you. Oh,
Well,
it's
you
good to be
Kevin-
back.